Welcome back to Geek Show Arcade, where the intro music is loud.
Whoa, just the way I like it.
That's right. This is Geek Show Arcade, where I talk about video games and video game related things. Let's introduce our panelists. Kicking it off in the number one spot, Lang.
Number one. How
Don't
are we
get
doing,
used to
everybody?
Yeah. Don't read too much into that.
King of the Hill. They're all after me now.
Number one could be a lot of things.
I just wanted to make sure we had someone here because last week was terrible.
Just gonna say, Tony chose you at number one spot literally in 2 seconds. Like it could have been any of us.
So far, I have a good.
good.
I have a good track record that Tony just says, "Hey, Tuesday." Yep. Okay. And I'm here. So I'm Lang. Find me at Gunplus Skyfire.
Here we go. 5
ready to play.
Instagram accounts. Come on.
So many
Boom.
Instagrams.
Ready? Here we go, everybody. 5 Instagram. Come find me at. Oh,
Come
crap!
on.
Now I got to remember them all again.
That's
Lang
a sign
CCV.
you have too many.
Like they're all active. So people are going to waste their time looking. Lang CCV, Gunplus
surprised.
Skyfire, Skyfire Fireside, Skyfire Photography, PDX, and Lang's Lashings. Go. Okay.
I'm
you
curious
go.
about Lang's lashings. Is that like a BDSM or is that just about knots? Like, is that a
Or do you have like an
After dark.
That'll be
eyelash
next
channel?
week's in between.
Lang
No, I'm
after
kidding.
dark right over there?
Okay, truth be told, no. I think I mentioned it to you guys prior. I ran a Boy Scout camp, and I like paracord is my jam.
Oh,
like
okay, right.
rock
So it is
hounding
about
is
knots,
for
okay.
Owen. Yeah, it's and I made dog collars out of paracord, and I actually had a side hustle. So that's what that is.
Oh, nice.
What's rock hounding? I don't understand that term.
He means rock dogging.
It's rock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
You get
thank you.
Yeah, rock dogging. It's where you look for rocks.
He
in the
loves
buff.
rock dogging. He's Owen.
That's me. Usually out rock dogging somewhere. But here, you know,
Why
I
don't
saved
you
Tuesday.
start an Instagram account for your rock dogging, and people can share with you, and you can
Give
show
me
it
a
off.
good Instagram handle for rock dogging with my name
Owen's
in it.
rock
or
dogging.
That's not enough. That's
Owen's
too
Oh
rock
dog,
dog.
rock
Tony.
dog. Oh dog, rock dog.
Rock
Oh, dog,
dogging
rock
with
dog.
Owen.
Rock dogging with O Dog. Follow me there. Rock dogging with O Dog. It'll be live by the time this episode goes live, maybe. If not,
And
well,
he will
then-
post even less than his normal account.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't even know. This is on Instagram. Anyway, no. Yeah. Follow me here. This is where
There
you
you
get me.
go.
I saved Tuesday nights. No rock dogging.
He's got a cricket in his room. He's Lando.
I sure do. I sure do. I
That's the
don't know.
most Lando thing.
It is.
I
Probably put
I
it
don't
in
know
there
what it
because how
is.
much he talks.
The man
know.
who's so boring. Crickets follow him around.
Oh,
Like no, he just brings his own sound effects with him. Like he brings
See,
his
at
own
least
sound
my-
effects to the show.
at least my penis jokes we all know were false, but Tony's were a little bit too close to home.
No, this is the
You
thing.
know
Like
so-
Oh no!
Lando's
where'd it go?
tired.
Camera off.
Lando is tired of Tony having all the control.
It's fine. I don't
he
need
wants
to
to
be here.
give. He wants to be able to give us cricket noises. So Lando brings his own cricket to the show now to let us know that,
He's
like
in
a
a
boss
little
move.
cricket cage, like in
So if we
Mulan.
start-
I was
If we
going to tell
start
you about my
talking too
cricket
much-
problems, but no, you don't deserve my good stories. So
I want to hear. Oh yeah.
crickets and
It's
grasshoppers
funny
are
because you
invading my
don't share
life.
the story and it's still crickets.
All right,
You should have
it's-
put some crickets in there, Tony.
It's the oh wait, I think I
Edit that in
do
post.
have that.
Edit that right in post. Add some crickets to that awkward silence. Oh,
Now I
so
have
good.
crickets in my room. Hey, it's
Did that give you
Jaren.
PTSD?
Oh man,
Lando?
I think we've gone too far, guys.
Joking about crickets. You're the one that said he was micro.
I don't.
Yeah,
Lando,
you were a
I
bigger
feel
jerk
for
last
your-
show, so I don't want to hear it, Jaron.
Yeah.
I can't feel bad.
No, you can't.
Can you?
Okay,
though?
all right,
Can
okay.
you?
I'm gonna own it.
You-
This is Jaren. You can find me on Twitter at Jaren, and we have a host, a very mean host.
All the meanest. Everybody said so.
It's me. I'm the mean guy. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony or on other Geek Show podcasts, etc., etc. All right. I'm pretty sure we have at least one email.
We have 3.
What?
They were sent to help desk, but they're all arcade.
All right.
All right. This email from Chris that we read on help desk, but is actually arcade, which he said he's asking about viability of Intel Arc or UHD GPUs for gaming. Question number 1, are these integrated GPUs? Number 2, can a dedicated GPU be used if getting a PC with an integrated GPU? Question 3, is there a difference between an Intel Arc 770 or UHD 770? I'm seeing both being marketed. I'm getting the impression these are the same thing. 4, would you recommend these for games like Factorio or Satisfactory? Go, Tony. Go.
Read me the first question by itself.
Are these integrated GPUs?
Some of them are, yes.
The Arc 770 is not integrated.
That is not.
And the UHD 770 is, I believe.
Yeah, I think anything that says UHD is integrated.
Yeah.
And then there's a 770 and
confirmed.
a 750 that are discrete. That are adding cards.
Does AMD have an integrated graphics
AMD
thing
does,
now?
yeah, for sure.
Finally.
They've had for years.
They've had for.
Yeah.
They were one of the first ones to
The
really
ones I
put
have
a
doesn't
decent.
have one. The 1500X.
No.
Stupid AMD.
You have a 3080 Ti. What do you want an integrated graphics
It's fine.
card for?
It's
You have a
fine.
3900X. Come
I
on.
just tell you what, if you have issues where your computer won't go to
They
post,
come in handy. That's true. The
Having it integrated?
GPU.
because it doesn't load the drivers for my NVIDIA. I'll tell you that right now.
Question number 2. Can a dedicated GPU be used if getting a PC with an integrated GPU? Yes.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yep.
Yep.
Recommended, actually.
Yeah,
Like
just
I
make
said,
sure that you
see
don't plug.
previous troubleshooting comment.
That's right. Just make sure you plug your video cable into the graphics card you installed, not into the motherboard itself.
And then he's asking if there's a difference between the Arc 770 or UHD 770. Arc is discrete, UHD is integrated. 4, would you recommend these games for games like Factorio or Satisfactory?
Should be fine. Yeah, those aren't super demanding games. Intel just has driver issues that they're still working on, and they've come a long, long way in the 18 months or 2 years or whatever that their graphics cards have been out. Their graphics drivers have improved quite a bit since then, and they're going to continue to improve.
I
And
appreciate that new entry into the field. You know?
Yeah, and I was going to say it's good to see more competition, and that's actually one of the stories we have tonight. I can do real quick.
Factorio definitely on an integrated card will be fine. Satisfactory, though, that's like full 3D, may not be as performant.
Oh, I was thinking on the discrete 770. Did he say 770 UHD?
He asked for both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would get a discrete over integrated, a discrete plus the integrated, because you'll have much more life out of that discrete card.
Yep. Anyway, Intel, we found some, when I say we, I mean, people that actually look into things. I just read about it. Intel is still going to be in the GPU game here, which is great to see because competition in the marketplace is always good. There have been references spotted in some of Intel's, I think they pulled it out of their shipping data and online databases. They refer to Arc, Battlemage X2 and X3. Battlemage is the code name for the next generation of Intel graphics cards. And I want to say that X2 and X3 might even refer to further out than the next gen. But there was
this naming convention. That's pretty cool. Battle Mage.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Everyone was worried for a bit that Intel was going to bail on GPUs for a while because of the first round didn't do too well.
And NVIDIA, like the super giant.
Yeah, when you're going up against NVIDIA and even AMD, the biggest problem Intel has had is their graphics drivers aren't mature, and that's because they've only been around doing discrete graphics cards for a couple of years, whereas AMD and NVIDIA have decades of graphics driver development know-how and legacy software to lean on for older games. That was the biggest problem with the Intel discrete GPUs, is they didn't play older games very well because those graphics cards weren't around when those games were made. And so they have to go back and program stuff for old games, which they have been doing and have a method of that now that works pretty well. So anyway, according to this, these might be pretty good cards. 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256-bit memory buses, lots of GPU cores. So this is good news. We want to see more competition in the high-end and mid-range graphics card marketplace.
Next email.
Got another email from Snake Ripley. He says, I know. This is not the email to the Geek Show arcade. I haven't committed it to memory and couldn't find it anywhere. Sorry for being whack and emailing you here.
You were very close. You had Geek Show Arcade. Just put a @gmail at the end of that. geekshowarcade@gmail.com.
Well, Snake, you weren't the only one. In fact, you were only one of 3. Yep. Anyway, hello, gaming gents and the artist formerly known as Lanbo. The left bumper on my Xbox Elite Series 2 isn't working anymore. I went online to buy another one, and unbeknownst to me, you now get to design your own controller. I have designed 3, and I can't seem to make a decision on which to buy. I would love your input on which you guys like. I have attached the 3 designs to the email. I can't wait.
Ooh.
So let me share my screen.
Yeah, share your screen, and let's take a look at these. ¿Por qué no los tres?
Yeah. Why not? All 3.
Do you see that?
There it is.
Nothing.
Adding to stage. Oh, that's cool looking. The orange and gray one.
It's like copper on the top. That's
I
cool.
like that.
Yeah. Number 2 is a little bit, is like creamsicle orange.
Yep.
It's not bad either.
With some red accents on the thumbsticks and the bottom.
Number 3.
Wow.
Very colorful.
That looks like a Fisher-Price toy.
Bright blue, bright green,
blue.
bright yellow.
My vote's number 1.
I vote
My
number
vote's
1
number
as
one.
well.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Unanimous.
Very
5 for
sleek, and
5.
That top orange works.
It's like
I like
gunmetal
that.
gray with that coppery orange. It looks
yeah,
good.
that is slick. I like that a lot. There you go. All right.
One more email from Argo Spartan. He combined 2 emails into one. Question for Arcade. What you guys looking at for the Steam Summer Sale? Thanks for the laughs. Actually, this was on our agenda today, so I'm glad you asked.
Yep.
I may or may not be shopping a little bit. Go ahead.
Hey, there you go. I have already spent like $65 on the Steam sale.
Whoa.
That's a lot for the sale.
I know I have a problem. So let me pull up here to remember what I got. So I caved, and this actually goes into another story that we have later, but I picked up Forza Horizon 4 Deluxe because that was 80% off. So you got everything for that game for $20. And that's a good deal on that game.
It's a great game.
And it's a really good game. So I picked that one up. I picked up an indie shooter called Blood West that I've been getting way into what do they call those, the indie boomer shooter stuff.
Boomer shooter.
I just really enjoy the old school style and the blood and gore and the action, the fast action and everything. Blood West looked really cool, so I picked that up. And Gloomwood is more of a boomer shooter style sim. What do they call those? Like Thief and Deus Ex, sim something or another.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Immersive sim.
Yeah,
That's the
there
word
we
I'm
go.
looking for. Yeah, and it's still in early access, but it's got some really good. It's overwhelmingly positive reviews so far on Steam with over 5,000 reviews. So it looks pretty great. Picked that one up, and then last but not least, I picked up a game that I've been eyeballing for a while called Pacific Drive, another indie game that it just looks really weird. It's very story heavy. You drive around in this old station wagon in a post-apocalyptic setting, and you keep the station wagon running as you go, so you have to scavenge parts and things for it. And the art style just looks pretty neat, and apparently the story's kind of weird. All those things are just right up my alley, you know. So that's what I have picked up so far.
Elden Ring is on sale for 40% off. Or 30%
That's a
off.
good game.
30%.
Indeed it is.
I might get that one.
I also got Forza Horizon 4. Great deal on that. Have you ever hated a game launcher so bad that you repurchase games just so you didn't ever have to open it again? I'm extremely close to doing that.
Which launcher?
EA Origin, EA
Yeah.
Desktop.
Yep.
I just need to buy every single Battlefield game, and then I can say goodbye to it. And that would only cost me
Guess what though, Jaron?
$18.
That's
You
still
know what
cheap,
happens
man.
when you buy those on Steam? It forces you to install EA Origins, and then you click on Steam,
No.
and then it opens up EA Origins.
It's just a
Just
redirect.
Yep, just like it does for the Ubisoft games. So, sorry to break it to you, bud.
There is no hope.
They almost got you, man. They almost made you pay twice for nothing.
Yep.
Oh,
How mad would you have been?
pretty mad. Last but not least, I also got a game called Mini Shoot Adventures. I've been obsessed with this game. It's an indie game, came out just a month or two ago. It is a top-down Zelda-like, but it's also a twin-stick shooter bullet hell game. And so you explore around just like in a Zelda game, get new abilities, unlock areas, blah, blah, blah. But it's also an awesome twin-stick shooter bullet hell game. So it really got my attention. I've been playing it for hours ever since I got it. I highly recommend it. It's like $12 right now or something like that. Anyway, check it out. Mini Shoot Adventures.
There you go. Anyone else bought anything yet?
I have not. This is bad for me.
You're
Lang,
shopping right now, aren't you?
I am.
I finally picked up that Hi-Fi Rush that everyone's talking about. I
Hi-Fi
really
Rush is
wanna
cool.
Try that out.
It's a good
Oh,
game.
you tried it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's neat.
Nice. So I think that was 40% off. So I finally I can't resist.
Nice.
Battletoads, had to get it for $4.
What a great game. That's a great price.
I need to get that.
Yep. And then another one that I saw that's getting some really good reviews because I'm the Giant Robots fan. It's Megaton Musashi W or something like that. It's got some great reviews, great graphics, third person mecha battler slasher. So that'll be fun on the bus. That's what
That
I've got so
sounds
far.
cool.
And I'm trying to resist more. Like I think the Halo campaign for Infinite's half off right now. That's really calling my name next.
It's a pretty good campaign too. I
is.
enjoyed it.
It's a Halo campaign. You can't really go wrong.
Oh, it's only $24. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I got.
Nice.
And I'm downloading Hi-Fi right now.
Well, Owen, as an owner of a desktop gaming PC, laptop, and upcoming Ally, it's your duty to buy more Steam games.
It's true.
I'm doing that now. I'm just.
Okay, good. Well, I want a full report by the end of the episode.
I'm gonna get some of these Battletoads. I just added that to my cart right away.
Right?
Lando,
4
did
or
you get
5.
anything that plays on the Mac?
No.
Oh.
I don't
How
have
about-
time for
how-
games.
How about the Xbox?
Also, no.
They don't sell Xbox games on Steam, Jaron.
Yeah, they do. Halo, Forza Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 4.
That you play on your PC
But if I
through
buy
Steam.
them on Steam, how would I?
I
play
know,
them?
I know.
You dingus.
You
Hey, when
dumb
does
dumb.
Xbox get a Steam launcher?
Oh, I know that old Phil Spencer talked about wanting to do something like that. So we'll see if it ever happens. All right. Any more? We have one more email. Is that right?
Nope, that's it.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, thanks for writing in. Let's see. Well, we might as well just finish my stories off because all I have left is Forza Horizon 4. We talked about that earlier. I picked it up for $20 because it's like 80% off right now on the Steam sale. And the reason I did that is because it's getting delisted, not only in Steam, but also on Xbox and
Game
on
Pass,
Game
right?
Pass.
Yeah.
You won't be able to buy it anywhere, basically, besides if you go buy a used disc. And the reason for that is licensing, of course. You have to when they make a game like this, they have to license the music and the cars and all of that kind of stuff if they want it to have real world music and cars in it. And those are all deals that expire and cost money to renew, and they don't want to pay the money to keep that going, and it's like, I can see the point, but it creates a big problem for game preservation. And so
Yeah, like what if our kids wanted to play that game?
yeah,
And I can't give them my Steam account upon death, and I know I'm going to die
That still
soon.
makes me
So.
angry.
yeah, it sucks big time. And so I figured, well, I like that game. I like the expansions for it. I'm going to grab it for $20 and have it in my collection because I'll never be able to buy it again if I don't. So there you go. Bummer. but we see it happen on a semi-regular basis, unfortunately, with games that have licensed stuffs. Let's see. Lang, let's talk about, you have an obsession that we know about, fighting games.
Yep. Lang loves fighting games. So this was, not everyone's the fan of it, fighting games, Lando. But
I am
hopefully
not.
I'm also not, actually. I don't care for them.
So, no, this was actually a pretty big deal. It kind of blew up on, I think it was on the Nintendo Direct when Capcom announced the Marvel vs. Capcom collection coming in September, which is a pretty big deal because even though Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is well known and has been kind of a staple for a number of years, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Marvel vs. Capcom back, I think first came out on the Dreamcast, so it's well over 20 years old. And I was looking into this. It's such kind of this weird cult following. It doesn't quite make the top list for fighting games, but people really love it because it is pretty difficult, but they've always wished it was better. Like back when it was on Dreamcast and it moved to Xbox 360 and I think PlayStation 3, it was very rare when they could do online play, and they only let online play in Japan. And all these different things have stopped it from being a huge success. But with this collection coming out, everything's being released with all the DLC, all online play, everything.
All
so
the
that's
systems?
why a lot of, the collection, it's like you can do all the systems, but it's all online play now. Which
No, that's what I mean. Like, is
huge.
it going to be available on every platform, or is it just a Nintendo thing?
I've already pre-ordered on Steam, so I suspect it
Okay.
will be around very easily. It's
Oh,
already
here's
there,
here,
so.
on the website right here. That is weird. Steam, Switch, and PlayStation 4. No
Yeah.
Xbox.
It-
No mention of PS5 either. I mean,
read a
it'll
lot
work
of
on
that.
your
There's,
PS5, but
yeah. What was the other thing I was going to mention on that? Oh, something really weird about that collection. It's got all of the Marvel superhero, X-Men versus Street Fighter, all those collection fighters, and then it has one random Punisher beat 'em up game. Like everyone's just like,
Punisher.
why the heck did you put that in there? I hadn't even heard of it, but I'm just really excited for that one myself. So, in fact, I was later on, we'll talk about a story when I was already playing it this last weekend. So, yeah.
oh, it looks like they threw it in there because it was the very first Capcom Marvel collaboration.
Okay.
That's why
Decent
they're
reason.
celebrating that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty
So,
neat.
yeah.
All right. Speaking of no Xbox, Owen, we had no Xbox today.
Yeah. What the heck? Guys, my kids were pissed. The first time my kids have experienced an actual service outage for something they care about.
That was a major life lesson for them.
I was going to say,
And
better get
speak
used
about-
to it.
Oh, man.
Speak about being end users. Dad, fix it. Fine. Reboot. That didn't fix it. It's broken, kids. Get
Sorry.
over it.
Go play with
Dad,
one of your other electronics.
But here's the thing. So it went down. They haven't said exactly why, or at least I haven't read that. But I went to, first thing I do, this is a learned response that if you're in IT, this is what you do. You go check their status page, right?
Yeah.
Zoom or Slack or Google or whatever service you're using. If you're working for a company, you'll go check their status page. I have found, and I think you probably will agree with this, that's not the fastest way to get status anymore. It's Twitter. Twitter's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Twitter's fastest way to get to them and to their support, because they start taking a beating in the arena of public opinion, and until eventually somebody from said entity goes, hey, we get it. There's something going on. We'll acknowledge it.
right.
But I'm just gonna say, I was about to reboot my router, Tony.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, like I was about to do that. And I know that Lando can feel me here that you're not supposed to reboot your router ever, but
No, I never say you're not. Rebooting your router is a great thing to do.
No, it's
Just
not.
Don't
No, it's not.
program
You're
it
not-
to be
no.
happen every day as a preemptive.
I don't-
It's the preemptive rebooting.
Just eat your reputation. Nim, 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 nim.
No, you guys have
so-
you have misunderstood my reputation, sir.
No.
Turning it off, turning it back on again is a great troubleshooting step, and you should do that. But it's when you do it on a daily basis as a duct tape fix.
Daily.
That's when I have a
mean,
problem.
Nobody does it daily. Do you do it daily, Jared?
I used to. I do it weekly now.
Yeah, mine's weekly now.
Anyway,
It's a little better, but not great.
So I was about to. I was going to say their service status did not update. I was 15, 20 minutes into this outage.
Was there a
and
service
there's-
page down too?
No, it
No,
was
it
saying
just
all
said
green.
everything was
all
green.
Everything's
Yeah.
fine. But you go to
okay.
Twitter and it was like, okay, it's not me. Like, and that's literally the most popular post was a variation of, oh, it's not just me. Like
Yep.
that was what. So what?
Well, we
Yep.
almost had,
Anyway.
we almost
Yeah, it's
had
up
to
now.
get almost had to get Snoop Dogg to call out Bill Gates
Yep.
again on Twitter. Like what
Speaking of
happened?
Snoop Dogg, he called a baseball game the other day, and it was amazing.
I'd listen to him call any sporting activity.
Yeah.
He was in the booth calling the baseball game, and it was the best baseball game I ever watched.
He's hilarious.
He's so
the big
good.
Shaq on every sports now.
Him
Even
too,
the
yeah.
Olympics, I think.
But yeah, it's. Do you guys remember that when it was I think it was a Christmas about probably 8 years ago. Xbox Live went down for like a week.
I remember this.
And it got to the point a couple days into it that Snoop Dogg recorded himself just being like, Bill Gates, come on, man, just get your stuff together so I can play Xbox. And
We need some
tweeted
more
at
of
him.
that.
Yeah,
Use your platform
get
and
that
your,
influence
and your
going,
power
you
for
know?
use your influence for good.
This is why
Which
I
he
like
did.
PC gaming, because you're not dependent on a single company to be able to play games.
Well, you are for whatever game you want to play that hosts their own servers, but
Right,
you could just go
but-
play a different game. Right?
Exactly.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been able to play Halo. You know,
Probably not.
uses that Xbox
So-
service.
So this whole thing was going down, Owen. Did you like feel your kids watching you like you were a gazelle
Absolutely.
that had to go in the watering hole and they were like lions
They were just like,
sitting on the
Well,
bank? Like, are
they're-
you
they're
done
just
yet?
used to be-
We're
yeah.
ready for you.
And
Yeah,
they're
well, they
sitting
were
there
like-
going,
they're just-
Dad can't fix anything.
exactly.
Dad's a loser.
like we had a life-changing moment today,
Right.
where they made, and I'm not calling myself God, but the phrase is they made God bleed. You know, like I am not perfect anymore in my kids' eyes. I looked at
it.
my son and I said, I'm sorry, I can't fix this. It's Xbox is down, and he just didn't have a concept of it being somewhere else, like
Dad can't fix?
like the service. And I was like, because we have Plex, and he's like, if Plex goes down, he's like, Dad, Plex is down, and I'm like, oh right, and like everything else, the internet's down. Dad, fix the internet, but like he couldn't understand another service somewhere else going down, and now I'm at fault.
Yeah.
So I'm using
Sucks
my
to suck,
platform
man.
right here and my influence. I'm gonna say, Mr.
That's
Gates,
not going to get you far at all.
but it's farther. It's Mr. Gates. Fix your crap.
Owen
My
says,
guy?
use my platform, or use
Yeah.
our platform, and
Yeah.
in
I go.
platform terms, we're looking about the size of the top of a golf tee. That's about
okay.
how big our
Look,
platform is.
You use the tools you're given. Okay, you never know where this is going to go. You never know. You never know who's gonna listen. And you know what? I don't know what that's worth, but my perfection in my kids' eyes was permanently damaged earlier than probably it should have been. And I think that's worth something. So, Mr.
right.
Gates, if you're listening,
Let's see.
Mantle hurts.
Jaron has a couple of game announcements that they showed off.
both
this
from
week.
Capcom.
Both from Capcom.
Surprise to no one, a new Resident Evil game is in the works. Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, I love my Resident Evil games.
The RE7 director Koshi Nakanishi is going to be the next director of it. So there you
That was
go.
a good game too. I'm excited. See what he does.
Be a couple years at least for that. And then another Capcom announcement. Dead Rising remaster. This isn't just a typical remaster where they increase the resolution, maybe add in ambient occlusion or something. This is a full-on what other studios would call a remake.
Yeah.
It's the same gameplay with a few like modern day niceties, but they completely redid the entire graphics of it.
I believe they moved it completely to a new game engine. You know?
Yes, the RE engine.
Yeah, and which is a great game
RE.
engine. So I'm excited. That's one of the Dead Rising games I haven't played. So this is great for me.
You missed the 2016 remaster,
Yeah, I didn't play it.
so you get the other new remaster.
get
It's
the
called the
remaster.
Deluxe Remaster now.
That's right. Remastered Deluxe, baby. Cool. I'll look forward to that. I like the Dead Rising games. They're fun and goofy. I enjoy those. Let's see. Jaron, do you want to talk about Retroarch 2 while we're at it, or?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So as you know, the Apple ecosystem now allows emulators. And the first couple of emulators came out. They weren't really customizable. They were okay. They got the job done. But then Retroarch came out. And I got very excited because this is what I use on Steam Deck and my ROG Ally and such. However, I use something called EmuDeck to automatically set everything up for me. iOS doesn't have EmuDeck. You just download Retroarch, and then you have to kind of set it up yourself. Well, let me tell you, that game was made for scientists. That app is so confusing. There are like at least 10,000 settings, and
Did you submit a ticket like an end user?
But
I should
settings
have.
are your favorite
Yeah.
thing, though, Jaron.
No, I've had fun. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed my Retroarch journey.
Jaron tweets
Immensely.
and he loves it.
Yes, but I feel like their QA is not very great because you can completely destroy your app and have to start from scratch again because every time you load a game, it will crash. There are settings that will make it crash.
That's not good.
Yeah. So I have to like go into the file system, delete the config of the text config file that I have, and restart. And anyway, once you finally dial in your settings though and get them right, oh man, is it glorious! It is so good. There are a lot of CRT shaders to choose from in Retroarch, and what that is, it's a program that emulates what an old CRT screen looks like, and like scaled up on a big 4K screen, it can look very good if you chose some of the higher cost ones, but on a tiny iOS screen, oh man, it looks fantastic.
So
Truly does.
What people need to understand, if you're not familiar with emulators, is these old games were developed and the art was created in a way that looked best on the medium that it was presented on, which was CRT screens and CRT monitors. And so taking that artwork and those games and trying to play it on something that doesn't have the same characteristics as a CRT monitor, it ends up looking wrong. It looks weird. It doesn't look good. Stretched, or like the pixels, where the pixels on the CRT might look blended, so it makes a nice gradual like edge to something, or a color shift or whatever. You don't get that on an LCD, OLED, or plasma, or whatever flat screen you want to do. So you need to have these filters that emulate the look of the CRT monitor, and it makes the games look like they should, like they were designed to look.
So they also have Retroarch on the Apple TV, and I've messed around quite a bit on there. The best CRT filter is called CRT Royale for 4K screens. It looks so good on a 4K screen. Retroarch it can emulate everything up to Nintendo 64, so pretty much it includes emulators for pretty much every system all the way up to Nintendo 64. That includes PlayStation. Anything past that, it doesn't really support. So I've tried games from NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, PlayStation, Nintendo 64. I got Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver with the CRT filter running at. It had horrible frame rate, so I overclocked it internally.
Oh, okay.
To run at a steady 30 frames per second.
Nice.
Because it emulates the original CPU. So if it runs slow on the PlayStation, it'll run slow on the emulator.
I see.
But there are tweaks you can do to make it run faster. And so I made it run faster, stable 30 FPS. It looks so good.
I still stand by Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver opening video sequence being one of the best openings to any video game ever made.
It's so good.
It's so cool.
Yeah. And the main character, I forgot his name.
Raziel.
He is so dramatic. In an
so
awesome
dramatic,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a great game. You should check that out.
Yep.
So anyway, Retroarch, if you're willing to put in the time and a lot of Google, it is well worth your while. And
is that how you found it? You did like there's not a how to walk through yet for this.
I'm sure
'cause
there's
you
a
should-
billion,
You
but
should make one now.
there's a lot out there. The problem
Nobody
with the
likes
iOS,
documenting things.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it seemed to work. It seemed to be more stable on Windows or on the Steam Deck or something like that. It doesn't seem to be very stable on iOS. So I had to do a lot of testing and stuff to make sure everything worked like I wanted it to.
What's
So
one of
anyway,
your
check it out.
favorite-
It's free.
One of your favorite pastimes.
Mm-hmm.
Tested and tweaked. Nice. All right. We got 2 stories left. Let's do Owen's first, and then we're going to end on a neat field trip that Lang took.
Mine is quick, but it's another Roblox story. I can't get away from these.
Stupid
Nobody
Roblox.
can.
You know, Roblox did the payment thing, right? You can work for
Yep.
IKEA, right?
Walmart.
And be a virtual.
I
Oh
thought
yeah,
it
Walmart. That's
worked
right.
for Walmart, but
That's right.
IKEA made a walkable IKEA store
Yeah.
in it.
Well, the BBC is trying to reach the kids, what they call 25 and under crowd.
We got to be relevant,
And
guys.
they are trying to edu-train people about the upcoming elections in the UK.
Oh wow.
So, go to Roblox. You can go wander around their training area, what they call, and learn all about weird politics in the UK. And by weird, I'm saying that subjectively because I know ours
So-
are a disaster. But
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So is it teaching them about upcoming elections because technically they can't like promote, or what's the word I'm looking for? Wow, campaign. Like they can't campaign. There's only
yeah.
windows of
Oh.
timing. So is it
Oh,
about the
good point.
campaigns or about the election?
Yeah, I don't actually care about the UK elections. I'm too selfish. But I bet that's a good point if that's true.
The U.S. used to have a lot stricter regulations on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That got dismantled.
But this is so I reading
Thanks,
more,
Obama.
more into yeah, thanks Obama.
Was it him? I don't even know who it was that did it.
It's just the
was
phrase. You say that for
sometime-
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
matter.
true. It was sometime in the last like 20 or 25 years though that it went away, those
Yeah.
regulations.
Thanks Obama.
Yep.
Uh,
Microplastics. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, seriously. ED. Anyway, I don't want to go back to that. So
Just throws that out there.
So
Yeah, he has
it's a
ED.
little bit different because yes, it's not specifically campaigning for a specific person. It's more teaching how the politics work because
Oh.
since Brexit specifically, things have gotten a little bit confusing with all that. And also the younger crowd, no interest in politics whatsoever, even
So
on
this
how it
is-
works. Like
So this is Roblox Schoolhouse Rocks.
it,
Schoolhouse
much,
Roblox.
Yeah.
There we
so
go.
they're basically going to teach the younger crowd not only one like how the politics work, but as you get informed, you often become activated, energized, woke. What's the word?
Educated.
Trying to find it. Going through educated. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Lang. That's pretty simple. I should have known that word. But you get more involved with information, and so they're hoping that this will get people out to vote. The vote for something or other is coming up on July 4th. They don't celebrate that as Independence Day over there. I don't know what they celebrate that for, but they do an election on that day. It's probably
They celebrate the
they-
4th of July as
so
loser day.
so America won, and they probably back then were like, "That's it, we're voting in a new parliament." Back then, and so that's why on July 4th they vote over there. Anyway,
Interesting.
Roblox
go.
again. So there again, Roblox. Go get up there.
That was a great history lesson, Owen.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I feel like I encompassed
feel
pretty
smarter
much all of
already.
it. Yeah. Do you
No.
feel more activated, woke, educated?
No
I feel
offense
something.
to our
Not sure
offense
what.
to our friends across the pond.
I
I
do
should
love.
have called it loser day.
I did. Oh, it's Cushley.
But I mean-
Is there a guy over there?
Chris
What's his name?
Cushley.
Chris Cushley. I apologize on behalf of Tony
Thank you.
to
Yeah.
you directly.
Yeah, but if he's looking over here right now, he's not
Oh.
feeling
But
it.
also,
He's losing much.
also let us know if that's why you vote on the 4th is because of Independence Day in America, like the 4th.
Maybe it was
I
just
doubt
chosen.
that's why. Oh,
Maybe it was just
There's no
chosen
way
'cause
that's
it's
why.
the middle of the
I
year.
think there's a fair to middling chance that it is why. And I want Cody
I
to
would
let us
bet one of my children on this.
know. Whoa, Cushley, you could get a
Wow.
kid out of this.
Well, so hold on. If we're
Which
betting
one,
children, that
though?
means if I win, you take one of my children.
Oh no
Oh,
no no no
crap.
no 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 no!
That's not working out in Jaren's favor either way.
Wow.
All right.
I'd give you one. I love them both, but
I would
man,
bet in-laws.
them together
I would bet
unit.
in-laws. That's what
I know
would do.
exactly what you mean.
Ooh, that would
Owen
be
wants
a-
to bet in-laws.
I'd bet in-laws, Jared.
Lando wants to bet kids.
like go fish. Anyway,
All right, Lang, you took a trip to a really cool place.
I did. I don't know how we're gonna do this. I'll start explaining, and we can kind of decide as we go. So out here, and I'm still
I
shocked
think
over
I
this
can play the
place.
video that you sent me, actually.
Okay. So I'm a
try to
little
get that
loud,
going.
and it's so this place is called Next Level Pinball Museum, out in Hillsboro, pretty in the same town as the Intel headquarters. Me
have
and my
family
friends
lives
went
there.
to. Oh, you need to come and visit, Lando, and I will take
I've
you
been
here.
I've
You
been
come
to
out here.
Hillsboro a long time ago when I was really little.
Well,
My brother-in-law's
That's-
moving out there. Actually, I have
I
reason
know
to go
other
here.
pe- I have people
And-
that know people. There's people live out there that
It
I've
sounds like it's going to be a Geek Show arcade trip, and I would be
Let's
happy
do
to
it.
show you pinball and
Road
monkeys. This
tripping.
would be great. So, anyways, Next Level Pinball Museum. This place, I'm still speechless over it. It is a pinball museum. Now, you go there and you walk in, and it is like a really good arcade when you first walk in. But as you keep going through, it is utterly baffling. Like, I've been to casino arcades where they have like most of the level kind of decked out. This beats most casinos I've been to. They have over 450 pinball machines alone of all different types of vintage styles, just baffling, every movie I could think of, and different arcades, old school ones, new school ones, everything. And it's just this guy that used to be a distributor for one of the pinball companies, just kept collecting.
Oh, that
And
explains
then
it.
he
Okay.
just set
the
it up.
hourder turned pro.
It-
That's my dream one day.
pretty much.
I have VGA
Kate.
connections and
seriously, that was the feeling. Like, you're in there and you're just like, this is what I've wanted with something that I would love to collect, but there's no way you could get to this level. So it was a little depressing in that way. But not only is there all these machines, the amount of memorabilia, because he has the machines, and then above the machines, he has these thin depth and tall bookshelves covering the entire place of just baffling memorabilia. I can't even put it into words. So I don't know if we can play the video, and I'll kind of
Let
walk
me-
through and point a few things out.
Let's
It's
see if
just
I can
on
get
my
that
phone real
working.
quick.
One
So
sec.
sorry, YouTubers, you're gonna have to suffer.
Youch.
Let's see, I can do this.
No, I
So
can play it.
Okay. So if you just want to mute me, I'll just walk through, and so you don't have the background noise of everything.
Well, we want to hear a little bit of it to hear what it sounds like in there.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay. Look at that guy. This is nuts.
All right, muted it.
Cool. So this is one, like, a really good example of how it starts. You can see above the machines, all of that is just the most random memorabilia that there is absolutely no state. Like, you
Those
see
are
that
Hot Wheels cars.
Hot Wheels right there. Over here, those
Playboy
were
pinball.
Yep.
So I went to the pinball museum in Vegas before,
Yeah,
and
we-
it was kind of a dump. But this place looks
So-
nice.
So here's
this
the thing.
is
The
very
pinball
well kept.
machine in Vegas that Jaron and I went to was exactly what you would think of with, I'll pause it, a pinball machine or an arcade in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, you think of in the movies, the arcades in the 80s, the dingy, like dimly lit, and
Half
for
of the
that,
joysticks
I
are
loved it.
sticky.
Yeah, for that I loved it. I thought it was way cool. And
Yeah.
they did have a massive amount of pinball and old school arcades that you could play.
Yeah.
This though, this is next level. What you're showing us here is
Haha,
like
that's what it's
would-
called. Haha.
Oh, there you go. This
There you
is
go.
like what would happen if someone really wanted to make it pop and be a commercial success, you know. kind of a thing.
They really did. So we'll keep watching and I'll keep talking a little bit to the kind of the grungy. I was really impressed with how well it was kept. Like
Looks
back there,
clean.
there's
Super
all of the new Mario Kart ride or like machines. There's another hall you can see right there of
This
all
makes
the
Dave
pinballs,
and Buster's
memorabilia.
look small. Like
Yeah.
wow.
Vintage memorabilia up there. They only had one section where you have to pay, and it's like $1 for the cut the cord for the PlayStation. Like they have 2 of those machines, and everything
Oh,
else.
yeah. Prize machines.
Here's the best part about this place. $22. You play all day. Everything's free.
That's dope.
No tokens or
that's
quarters?
cool.
Nothing.
That's what I was going to
Everything's set
ask.
to
They
free
haven't.
play.
They haven't. I can see
that's
they haven't
sweet.
upgraded. They haven't upgraded to like a card system like Dave and Buster's. I was going
Nope,
to ask
they
if it
don't
was
need to.
coin operated, but it's just entry, and then they've just turned it off.
Yep. And
Entry
so
fee. That's
all of
cool.
this memorabilia right here. Pause it real quick, Tony. Like if you can get that wall, that whole wall, like it made me think of good old Jeff Weiss, because all that wall up above is all pure. Just a little further, we'll play, and I'll say when. Not that one, because that's lunch boxes up there.
I was
All
gonna
the
say,
lunch
that's
boxes.
a bunch of lunch boxes.
Over here to the left, that wall is all Spider-Man memorabilia that you could
Oh,
ever
wow.
imagine. And like this place, I literally found myself just looking up, because it's almost a museum for just this memorabilia. And where we're at right now in the video, I'm only halfway through the place. It's
That's
it's
insanity.
huge. It was insanity. Like I was taking this video trying to look everywhere. I went to places and I had already been there for 2 or 3 hours, and there were places I hadn't even been to just looking around. Like it's huge and nice. And the coolest thing about this, as I'm playing and walking around, you'll see the staff continually opening up pinball machines. Everything that I played worked perfectly. Everything.
So very
that
well
was-
maintained as well.
It was.
Oh, they got
I
a
was
food
really
court? Is that a
impressed.
food court?
It's a couple of seats that you can like just sit down, excuse me, and
Oh,
eat. They
okay.
don't have a food court, but here's the best. Like they don't need a food court because they got food trucks that come outside.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
That is
it's-
awesome.
So, and all that Star Wars up above there, that's all Star Wars. It's so not to like toot my
This is
horn
like
that
Mecca.
Oregon's
This
better.
is my version of
This-
Mecca.
I'm not even kidding. It really is. There's over 450
that's what we
pinball
do.
machines. If you get the chance, just look up, and it's just one word: Next Level Pinball Museum. That's their website, and they literally like list out every game that they have. They even sell and like ask pinball machines, like, "Do you have some you want to sell?" We have some. It was
Like they do trade and stuff. Like they'll trade and
They'll sell, and this guy's still collecting. Like if you're looking at this video, you're seeing there's not an inch available to put anything on there, and in the
No.
very back, they're just starting to put stuff on the ceiling.
is it just one guy? Is it so you say it's one guy? That's
So
the
we
owner
asked, like
operator, or is-
I was just overwhelmed with questions, so I was asking the staff. It's a father and son that just collected a ton, and they own the place and everything.
But they worked in the industry for a while. That's kind of how they got their
The dad
hands
did,
on
yes.
a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Kinda
then
how
the
it
son
works,
just
right?
also collected, and they kind of handed the collections back and forth. And then they just finally opened this up, and it's just, and here's the cool
That is
thing.
Wild.
You're seeing how many people are there. That was
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon.
There's
Like,
no one
it's
there.
Well, it's
No,
it's
there's
just
plenty
huge.
of people there, but it's so
It's
big.
just huge. Yeah.
that-
Oh, crazy.
There's still stuff to do, even though it's got a lot of people.
Yep. And like they have, what is it called?
Man.
One of the brand new like Cruising World like machines
that was at the
that have
beginning.
giant. Oh no, that's just one of them. They have a handful of those.
Cruising-
They have two
Cruising
different
Blast.
sets. They have two different styles of the Halo Raven unit or whatever
Oh,
it's
yeah.
called.
Oh yeah.
That
They have
was so
two
fun.
different
That was real fun.
styles. So it's just like they have all
That's
like
crazy,
these
'cause
all the
that's
time
supposed-
crises.
That's supposed to be a Dave and Buster's exclusive. Maybe it was a timed exclusive.
Or a Dave and Buster's was going out and he just went and just bought it.
That's true.
Like that's there's a lot of little things like that in here that you won't find them anywhere else.
See, this is the kind of place like if there was one close by, I don't hang out anywhere. I don't go anywhere to hang out.
Yeah.
This
No,
is the kind of place that I would go to hang out.
See, me and 4 other guys that are my buddies that we do hobby stuff with, we went for one of the guys' birthdays. And it was half of the time we were just hanging out and we sat down at that food court. And here's the other thing, like celebrities come there. Like Sean
Oh, wow.
Astin, yes, he's a Goonie. And so he always comes out here.
Yeah.
So he has a sign thing for Next Level. They have all this sign stuff, it's museum.
That's
But
so cool.
for $20 and you just come and play and just watch. So please come out here. I'll hook up anybody out here. Just come visit because this is one of those, like Tony said, this is kind of a mecca of old school arcades. Like I went back, I remember when I was probably 9 years old when I got in trouble for going to the University Mall and spending my lawn mowing money for like $20 on Mortal Kombat 2 and Primal Rage.
Yeah. Remember
Now-
you could spend like a whole roll of quarters on a game.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was one, and my mom got ticked that I spent that much. But now it's like, what's up? $22 now gets me everything.
Suck it, Mom.
You got adult money, baby.
I don't need adult money because it's only $20
It's
there.
only
It's
$20
called
for the
arcade,
whole
I got
day.
arcade money. I got arcade money. That's where I'm at.
So please, please, please look.
Let's go on a
this
road trip,
place up.
guys. It's only 12 hours
Yeah.
away. Let's go.
16.
Where's that? It's in Oregon.
Google says 12 hours, 48
Hillsboro.
minutes. So
Hillsboro, Oregon.
If you don't
Okay, I'll hold you
stop.
to that.
Yeah.
Ugh,
No pee breaks, 12
no
hours.
pre-breaks. No,
Jaron will drive the Tesla.
it's a
Let's
nice
go.
drive.
Take twice as
Very
long.
cool. Well, thanks
So
for
whenever
bringing
you're
that
out-
to our attention. Yeah.
Look it up. It's a lot of fun. I might post something on my Instagram another time, but I'm still overwhelmed. I want a much better video because that.
How
that
far
place
is it from
unreal.
where you live? Like 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very, very cool. Okay. I think we're all done. That's all the stories we got. Thanks for bringing that, Lang. Thanks for guesting today. It's a pleasure to have you.
One of my favorite things, you gorgeous, gorgeous panelists.
Oh, you make us blush.
Aw.
Yeah.
All right. Before we head out, though, big thanks to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. If you donate $6 or more a month, you get a shout out on the air among the other benefits there. Jaron has that list of names for us.
Thank you to David Broshinsky, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and Wiffaball Tony, Jason Eatman, Mies Chonis, Owens Codpiece. Jaron is super helpful. It's the first time I've ever been called out. This is great. Be the 8-year-old. Jeremy, No Name, No Color. Keslow, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz. The In-Between rating +10. Matt Nelson, Harry Patch, Adam, Stuart Lloyd. The problem with society is there are no molehills that can't be mountain climbed
So
over.
close.
I did it.
Mohills. You said mohills.
Mo Hills.
I said molehills.
No.
You said Mo.
See, he's even saying it still. He can't hear it.
Moe.
Mohills.
Why does everyone make fun of how I talk? Ever since I was
Because-
born.
Because
Ryan
talk
M. and Adam Hecht, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We are out of here. We'll see you next week. Thanks for downloading us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing the good word of Geek Show Arcade. Until next time, Owen, take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.